Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 16th. Very, very interesting. I've been reading for a lot of you Taurus people recently, which is kind of, interesting. Um, and um, and this, what I'm trying to spit out is that this looks very similar to a lot of what has been coming up for Taurus in general. Um, you start off with the Six of Hearts again, and this is like the first card that stood out to me because, and even some of these other cards you have down here, but the Six of Hearts has been coming up quite frequently for Taurus, and I always like associate Taurus with the water signs in a lot of ways. Not that Taurus is like a water sign, but I just think Taurus and water signs go together very nicely. And you're getting a lot of like water sign cards as well, so it kind of just continues that message, I guess you could say. But Six of Hearts is a very good card. It's a card of like things improving, being able to put energy into something and get it back equally. And again, it's a very general card. Sometimes a lot of people comment whenever this card comes up, and they're like, "What does that mean? Does that mean more money?" And it's like, well, it could, but it's a very general card. I mean, and it's also kind of very literal as well. It very literally says anything you put energy into is what you're gonna get back. So just know that, and that can go for the negative as well, by the way. So you do something negative, it's gonna come back to you just as much. So be careful under a six like this. But it is a very good card. It's a card of things improving and harmony. It's also great and I would say that any of you involved in a legal situation, it's a very good week for that. You have some card of justice coming up, and you also have this card here, which is a card of negotiating, being very good at negotiating. And also if you're in sales or anything like that, it's a really great week for you with these cards. Next, you have the Ace of Hearts, which is a great card. This card represents fortune after difficulty. You have two cards, basically, that represent good things happening after difficult periods of time. So the Six of Hearts, Ace of Hearts. I know that this has been a long-term message, and maybe it's not here for some of you, but I do think it's coming. And sixes do represent slow improvement. So things are improving, but they're kind of like taking their time. So for those of you that aren't seeing it yet, it's coming, but I bet you if you really examined your life, you would see little things that are kind of like improving here and there. This is also a good love card for those of you looking for love. There's people coming in here this week as well, so love is definitely on the table, and it's just a good card of improvements. It's also a card that suggests that you'll probably be spending a lot of time at home, and you could be spending a lot of time socializing as well this week. Next, you have the Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs is a good card of using your intuition. Taurus can be very intuitive, of course. It's a card of using your charm as well this week to kind of maybe get your way. And this can represent also like a close friend coming to you or somebody coming to you and offering you advice and telling you something. Again, it's interesting. A few weeks ago, there was like this long-term fire sign energy for Taurus about dealing with that. I'm not getting that energy anymore, even though this card normally would represent a fire sign. So that's interesting as well. But I'm just getting more of like somebody coming and giving you advice, like a friend. And it would be advice you'd want to listen to under this card. This can also be you stepping up into more of an authority type position. I wouldn't normally say that, but you're followed up by the Jack of Spades, and I think the two cards together represent you maybe trying to become a little bit more resourceful, to become more of a leader, and do more leadership type things. And here it is, Jack of Spades. Jack of Spades is very good at using his resources, so I think all of you could be very resourceful this week, looking at your resources, even examining your finances and things, and looking at how you can get more out of what you have, and looking at how you can earn more as well. And try to make more money and things like that, or just gain more resources and, do what you can to get what you need, really, in a lot of ways. It's a card, it's also the card of a trickster, so be careful, don't allow people to trick you this week. And finally, you have the Nine of Spades, needing to open up to more ideas, needing to open up to more things. I talk about this a lot in the astrology weekly videos, is that we're at this time now where people are very like laser focused on things. If you notice, like everything's like super extreme and on one side or the other, and the people who are on either side are like super extreme, super in your face, and really want to push their agenda and things like that. So this is a card of not being like that. Like, it's a card of being more open to more ideas. It's interesting. As somebody myself who kind of really doesn't believe in anything, who doesn't subscribe to any side or anything, it's interesting to see this. But it's really what it is it's kind of like a bottleneck. What we're seeing is what we think is extremism is actually just the last few people who are, super intense staying, on either side. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is you, again, needing to stay open during these times and not get too... Sometimes I think the Nine of Spades comes up now, especially now, because, again, with all these, sides and everything, people get really fired up and really excited. But this is you, needing to stay open and just needing to, stay out of issues and things like that this week. Who knows why. But anyway, looks like a great week. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.